Okay, so several small cuts later, and this is my partition wall. Fits pretty close, goes around the wall and all the way down. Now you'll notice down here at the bottom, it's a different piece of wood. Pro tip of the day. When you measure, wear your glasses, especially when you're older and you can't see well anymore. I measured 3 times. Measure twice, cut once, the infamous saying. I measured 3 times, but I squinted without my glasses and read 54 when it was actually 64. So I didn't want to waste a whole piece of plywood that I just cut. So I just put a 1x12 underneath it, which is actually 11 inches, which put it up an extra inch higher than I wanted it. But I can always cut another inch off the bottom and lower it if I want to. But I'm not too worried about the exact height as long as I still have access to this, which is a great overhead storage part of the ProMaster. So you're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw up. You're going to cuss a lot. Try to enjoy the process, learn from it, do better. I did put my cabinets in it and arranged it and realized I can only utilize 2 or 3 of them. So I broke all the rest of apart for pieces of the drawer slides and the hardware and the hinges and stuff like that so that I can utilize it and save a little bit of money. Well, not save a little money because I wasted it buying the cabinets. So house cabinets are way deeper than what you really need, but they do make it easier. So depends what you want. So stay tuned. So now that both pieces are fit and cut, I have now sanded both pieces, the wood and the plywood. I'm now going to prime them. Prime, and then I'm painting them with cabinet paint. That way it's washable. And I did pick Satin Fit by Behr to make sure that it's washable and it gives it a good even coat. But I am going to kills it because that'll kill anything that might be growing in it. Okay, so I have all the pieces to my partition to separate the cab from the rest. That is one side, that is the other side, and those are the 2 boards that have to go underneath because I screwed up. So while we are waiting for this to dry, I have gone ahead and cut these 1x2s, the PVC things, boards that I have, because it needs to go in up against here to make that more flat. The ProMaster curves in, as you can see. So that would make it more flat. And what's going to happen is, I got these 4x4 post braces, tie downs. They're named a couple different things, but I use them in the back when I reattach the thing on the bed, the railing on the bed, and I'll show you that in a minute. But what I'm going to do is secure these 2 and then screw this in here, because this board is going to go up here like this to support my partition. And it's going to be braced like that on the floor, because eventually I am also going to put a sliding door in this partition. So I need to make sure that it's open and braced. And what's going to happen up here is I'm going to trim down this so that I can secure another piece of that right here and put an L bracket to support it up the top. So look, the fan is working fantastic, and I figured out how to turn it on high. So it has truly been a blessing. I connected it to a DC extension wire, have it running through the walls, and it comes out there and plugs into my power pack. Now I'm going to secure my power packs right there, but turn them sideways on the wheel well. That way they can be hooked up to solar, my portable solar, which is right there, out the back door, and put on either side of the van. Or I'm also going to put a shore power plug in the back so that I could plug it in. So that's what I'm doing with that. Now a bench seat is going to go here with a slide out drawer for my fridge and freezer combination. Then this is going to be a cabinet. There's the bed, which I need to put plywood there. And I'm going to turn this cabinet into a sink. And we will go from there. All right, so I put the bed rail back up. Excuse the extra lumber, it's my storing spot right now. And these are those 4x4 tie posts that I then painted the screws black. I think it looks pretty good. And we've got the 2 door partitions that I painted and sanded and primed, and those are drying. And then we have the 2 pieces of wood drying that go underneath them for the partition. And then these 2 pieces I just cut out to go under the bed to separate the garage, which is under the bed, from the front of the cab. And I'm going to figure out a sliding door system or something, but from the looks of it, I gotta hurry up because that's a storm cloud. Maybe it'll blow over. Otherwise, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. One little cloud. I'm having a better time with this. The partition doors, I put hex or rib nuts in here because I thought I was just going to put a beam across here, but it goes at a U shape, and I just, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get it to work without being so thin on the wood that it would just give away anyway, because you'd had to drill the hole too close. So these 4x4 post ties are coming in handy. I lifted up this plastic and you can see that there's a little board. There is the 1x2 that I tried to put here. I put it in the plastic, and what I'm going to do is attach this to here and drill it into the wood. So then I can drill this into the partition so that it'll sit behind it and brace the top. So let's see if we can do it. And I screwed right through the washers. So let me get bigger washers. But look, it worked. So that's good. Let me try this again. Okay, see, it worked. So I got a small enough washer to hold the head of the screw and a big enough washer to brace it more after that. I just made do with what I had, which was a 5M and an 8M bolt washer. So, but it appears to be working. And now it's braced on the plastic with a board of 1x2 that I put inside this. So let me get the other side and I'll see if I can get them up. Okay, so, oh, I almost fell. Both of them are up here and they're pretty sturdy. Let me put it back down over here so that you can see. So the bits will lift up. And it'll set and attach right here, and there will be half of my partition. Let me measure this and level it and see if it will work. Okay, so never mind. I have to pull the bases out 1 more inch, which means I have to stick more. This is what I have now. I've got 2 1x2s that are liquid nailed together to make a 2x2, and then I had those there, but I need 1 more board to pull the bottom out so that it equals the top. It just goes to show whatever you think is going to work, you end up changing it in real life, especially if you end up using what you have and trying not to run back to the hardware store. So we will see how this works. Okay, so I figured out the problem. The 4-inch post tie downs, the 4x4s, are too big and it puts the partition too much at a slant and not level. So a run to the hardware store to get the 2x4 tie downs should work. So I can't finish putting those up today, because by the time I hit the store and back, I would be done working out for the day. So I'm gonna try to do another project. Go with the flow. Everything takes longer than it should. Yay. So here we have the divider walls that I just put up, and that goes on the bed on the bottom to separate the garage. I did 2 coats of Kills primer and 2 coats of cabinet paint. And all I did was brace the bottoms with a 1x2 screwed to the floor and screw them into the bed, which I will fill those with putty and paint that so that you can't see it. So the van is pretty much a mess. Here's the cabinet that I need to fix my sink into as soon as I figure out my sink. And there's my partition walls that will go up as soon as I get these 4x4 tie straps in 2x4 size. The 4x4 just pulls it out too much and it looks ridiculous. So overall, we're doing pretty good. There's some recessed shelves that are going to go on top of the cabinet that I just ordered to come in there. And the blue tape is to show me the studs in the ceiling. And I'm building actually in that spot right there. Boy, is that hard to do on the camera. That is going to be an upper cabinet on that side. And then everywhere from here all the way back is going to be an upper cabinet as well. Those are recessed in only just so my mattress fit better, and I had 2 inches more leg room. And I'm probably going to make this little recessed part a spice cabinet or sponge holder or something. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram. I am Debbie from Towanda Wanders. See you soon.